So, hello guys. So this series I've started with a mission to practice SQL as well as to share my insight that about each concept that I learn each day. So to begin with, today in this series, I have selected this topic of set operators in SQL. So the set operator is fundamentally the operator in SQL and and so let me just make it a full screen mode and yeah, let's get started. So it's the set operator, the set theory. It comes from the concept in maths, in algebraic maths, that is called as set theory. So the basic set operators that we know is the union that is also in the SQL terminology. So there are three set operators from the set theory where the SQL has in it. So first is the union, then is intersection, or you can say intersect, that is a common, and third is except, which and if you talk about symbolically, I can resemble or I can write this as a union, which comes as this or u or union. For intersection, it comes out to be like this intersection, and then for except it's just a minus. So just to say, in a set theory, when you have a two set, for example, you have a two set A and set B. I guess I should zoom this a bit. Yes, now it's much clear. Yeah. So you have a two set A and set B. So what is happening here? If I perform a union between these two operations, what would happen? It will just give me all the elements in set A and B. When I do intersect, it will give elements which are common in set A and B. Only those elements, okay? And when you talk about the except, it depends upon the order. If it's A except B, it means A minus B. That means you only want elements which are in A but not in B. So there should be no common elements, only pure A. That's what accept means here. So this is the basic theory needed for the set operators that we will be using in SQL. So in SQL, we know the very basic syntax are select, from, where, group by, order by, or I would say having, and lastly is order by. So where does the set operator will fit in any of this syntax? So basically, it won't fit in any of this sequence. It will be between the two queries. So basically, set operators works between the given two queries. Or you can also say that the set operator work with compound queries. So you know what the compound query here means, that multiple queries. So query 1 set operator to query 2. Remember this. So, and one more disclaimer I want to bring here. to the note to you all that in MySQLs there are, obviously there are different flavors in SQL. So the most common version is MySQL, where it only supports union operator. It doesn't it doesn't support the other set theory operators, meaning you can still have an intersection in using SQL by doing a inner join, for example, or you can even have an except by using subquery or something like that, by saying not in the given subquery. So you can exclude the element which are there in the set in the table B, for example, for that instance. But the the notion of the intersect uh, uh, and the except is not there in MySQL, but it's there in the SQL Server variant of SQL. So SQL language. So yeah, that's a disclaimer. So we will talk about more on the union terminology, because it will be same, and since union is common in all, it's accepted by all the SQL variant. So we'll work on the union operator. Similarly, you can do with the intersect and except keyword in where when you are using a different flavor of SQL. For now, we will be working on MySQL. So so having said this, that you will be doing, let's take an example where there are two tables, the table actor and table customer, or yeah, and now you want to find those actors and those customers whose, you can say, the last name is begins with L. So how would you do that in a single query? How would you do that in a single query? So there are two table involved, and there is no commonality between these two tables. But one more thing I forget to define, that is, under what condition you can use uh, set operators. So number one is both tables using where you want to perform the set operator needs to have same number of columns, and all the columns should have the same, what do I say, same data types. Then only you would be able to do uh, uh, perform the set operator. Otherwise, you will get an error. Okay. So with that being said, coming back to our example, which we said that from this two table, I want all the person whose last name begins with L, letter L. So how would I do that in a single query? So you can do that into using, uh, what I say, uh, s- uh, uh, the set operator union. How would you do that? So let's say, for example, we'll first access this thing, the actor table. So I will be taking the first name from the actor table, and then the last name, and also I will apply the condition that the last name is should begins with the L, letter L, and that's the, what I say, thing here. And here's the thing. And then I will just copy paste, and similarly I will do with the customer table. And there will be a catch. So this is the customer table where I am getting the data. Now that's the catch here. So I will apply here union. So using, and this query will give me back all the person whose last name is begins with L, but who belongs to actor, table actor, and also from the customer. So so using this I can do that. So you can see where set operator helps me. So two different table, different, they don't have any commonality. Commonality in the sense that they doesn't belong. Any rows in the table doesn't correspond to the table in the row in the other table. So in that case, you can use set operator. You can use set operator. Otherwise, how would you do in the single query? So given having said that, now there is another requirement comes to you, that you also want to sort them based on their age. How would you do that? How would you do that? Whether so yeah, you can do a order by, but where will you place the order by keyword? So another, just to write it down. So another requirement is you want to sort based on their age. And one more thing to be noted here is, uh, you will take age from which column or from which table, customer table or actor table. So where you gonna place? So always remember, whenever you want to do sort, you will do order by at the end of the query. So that will be end of the two queries, end of the two queries where we are applied the set operator, and at the end we can apply the order by, and we'll say age, and I want in descending. So I want the eldest one to be in the top. So that's what this query does. So having said this now, having said this, and always remember the order of execution in the set theory is always top to bottom. So that's why so the how it will consider the age column. So will it, so also I also forgot to write it. I should also write it down here as age. And for example, here the column name for age, I set it as AG, for example, or let's say age, the let's say AG. So will this work? No, because one more I want to bring to your notice. You all notice that here, whatever you write in order by clause, always type the column name of the first table. So if here in the first table you have set it age as AG, write here AG. Otherwise, it will give error. So I also shared you this insight about the set operators, working that with SQL, and I guess that's what it is. And talk about the operation precedence. I talked about how can you apply union, and also one more, the last thing which I want to discuss. So by very nature, set in set theory, it will, a set will always have distinct elements. And so when you apply union operator, it will only result, it will remove any duplicates in it value in it. So that's what the final thing I want to share with you. So thank you. So I think so that's what you all need to know about. I think so that's what we have to know about the set operators in SQL. So in MySQL, only union works. And if in case you want to print also the duplicates one, so you can use an alternative that is provided by MySQL, that is union all. You can write between the queries, in the compound queries, you can write union all. So that's it, my friends. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.